Well, today is the day. This is part one of turning this into this. Let's get at it. Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Mike Barker. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. And yes, today is part one of installing the new gauges onto the CB750K. In this video, I'm going to show basically all of the prep work, all the extra work that has to go into installing a new set of gauges. There's a lot of wiring, there's a lot of soldering, there's a lot of wiring. Did I mention there's a lot of wiring? Today though, a little bit of a change of scenery. It is too friggin' cold in this garage, so we're headed in the house. What are you waiting for? Come on. One of the first things that I did was I removed the connectors that came with the gauges because I wanted to use the bullet connectors that would directly plug in to the CB750K's factory wiring harness. The crimp-on connectors weren't exactly the highest of quality. This thing, one of the best investments I ever made. Super well priced for a hobbyist or for a non-professional grade tool. It really does the job really well. And actually, you know what? Maybe I'll do a little review on this. Pretty handy. Link down below if you're interested in more. And then I had to cut all these pin connectors off the speedo gauge and replace them with bullets as well. Try to keep the mess to a minimum. My wife doesn't know that I like to work in the kitchen sometimes like this. Unless she watches this video. Sorry, honey. To say that the gauges came with a really nice loom would be a stretch. It wasn't great, it was held on with a couple of cable ties, so I decided to remove that, and then I rewrapped all of it with some heat shrink tubing. Personally, I think that's going to look a lot tidier. I think something that I might do later on is actually put a little silicone in here to prevent any water ingress, because water is never good with electronics, right? Next, I installed a small piece of heat shrink tubing, followed by the little bullet connector boot. Oops, silly mistake. I had to take all this back off because the little clear protective boots for the bullet connector should actually go onto the wire before the heat shrink, because when you think about the operations, we have to heat shrink the wires first and then slide the little boot over top of the heat shrink. That'll work better. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of these. Okay, now that's ready for some bullet connectors and some solder. I need something to cover up the kitchen table though, so my wife doesn't murder me. So luckily though, I'm in the middle of doing some renovations. I have some pieces of laminate flooring that I can use to cover up this haggard looking table. Because even though the table is old and haggard looking, if I ruin it even more than it already is, like I said, murder. Perfect, mobile work surface. I've used these 3.5mm bullet connectors that I bought from Amazon in previous projects. The kit has like 120 pieces in it. I've got bullet connectors for years. I've already gone ahead and installed one bullet connector right here. And then I bundled the rest of the wires together with some heat shrink. Now we're just going to put some bullet connectors on these wires, and the tack will be ready. Bullet connector boot first, and then some pre-cut heat shrink tubing. And we're going to do that for all 4 of them. Now, I do have to admit, I extended a couple of these wires on the tack. So there was a short green and a short black, and I just made some extensions out of some brown wire that I had kicking around. But in order to keep things clear, this was my Hack-A-Week moment here. Shout out to Hack-A-Week. That guy's channel is the best. I will link it at the end of this video. But my hack of the week was just using a green permanent marker on the brown sheathing of the wire, and then black for the other one. I am not the best at soldering, so I'm gonna fast forward through a lot of this. And yeah, these bullet connectors are not quite the right size for some of these gauge wires, but I'm gonna solder them together, put some heat shrink tubing over them. Hopefully they'll stay together. In third hand. Melted the wire, lovely. Heat was way too high. Oh my goodness, the heat was turned up to max. That was wrong. Oh yeah, it completely nuked that. Tachometer, ready. All right, now we're on to the speedometer, and I already went ahead and did a few of these, so we'll just finish up the rest of them. That's that. Well, that's about it for prep for these new gauges. In the next video, I'm going to show you guys the actual install onto the bike of the gauges. Hopefully you found the change of scenery interesting here. Haven't really brought you into my home, so that's new. As usual, I'll post the links to all the stuff I use in this video down in the description below. If you want to pick something up through that, they are affiliate links, so all the money that I make off of that goes back into this channel. It helps support more projects like this one. If you guys like this video, please thumbs up, always a good one. Subscribe if you have not already. Be sure you've hit the bell for the notifications. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I will see you guys in the next video.